What's up everyone, it's Alpha Wolf with Wolfpack Gaming. Today's video is a review of the Future Imperfect operation that just released. We'll go over Hawkeye himself, along with his story, the campaign replay feature, and the new custom harm room. To begin with, I want to start off by sharing my opinion of Hawkeye. He's honestly pretty great. I love his kit, movesets, heroics, and just how he plays in general. I think Crystal Dynamics did a good job with him. He definitely feels a lot different from Kate, thankfully. And you can tell they made sure to put emphasis on the archer side of things with Hawkeye. I've been experimenting a bit with him. Although I'm not quite power 150, I've got him at 141. It seems like he'll be really good with like a crit or status effect build. Also combined with his assault heroic, with the electricity modifier, it also seems like it would be good for like a melee stun build, because the electricity from the heroic causes so much stun damage along with other skills in his mastery tree. Unfortunately, I have bad news. Hawkeye's heroics are currently bugged. It seems as though his heroics don't register the ground properly at times, and it's honestly quite frequent, and will cause both his support and assault heroics to clip through the ground, triggering them below, and not triggering its effect to where it works. And despite the fact you got no benefit from the heroic, it still uses its charge and begins its cooldown. Despite this, overall, Hawkeye is definitely my favorite part about this update. Why don't you let me know in the comments what you think of him? As far as the actual Future Imperfect story goes, I felt quite disappointed by it. Overall, the story consisted of a whole 4 missions total. That's right, 4. It probably took me about 2 hours to complete the entire Hawkeye story, if even that, and to top it all off, it just cut off at the end, and I was left incredibly underwhelmed. They also never fleshed out why Maestro was so angry, and what his motivations were, or anything. I was so surprised when I got to the end of the story that quickly, that I was genuinely angry. In comparison to Kate's story, hers was worlds better. The map of the wasteland in the game is also just that, a wasteland. In Avengers Initiative, it has only one single mission which you can do, and it's a mere threat sector. You are also currently unable to play Maestro's villain sectors, as they're bugged. Due to this, it actually prevents progression of the mission chain that awards the new exotic major artifact. This was incredibly upsetting and irritating. Thankfully, the devs are aware of this and are apparently working on fixing the issue. But this is a huge deal, seeing as for the last 7 or so months, we've been stuck fighting the same 2 villains, and now that we finally have a new villain and villain sector to fight, we can't even access it. All in all, I'm just thankful the DLC was free, because the story was unfortunately lackluster at best. Along Hawkeye and his story, we also got the campaign replay feature, which allows you to replay the reassembled campaign in its entirety. But that in itself is a problem. You are required to play the entire campaign if you want to play a specific part of said story. There is no chapter select, which is a huge issue in my opinion. I don't want to play hours of Kamala again. I want to fly at top speed to rock music as Iron Man, or fight alongside all of the Avengers in my awesome outfits atop the helicarrier. But not bad enough to play through the hours of torment, which is Kamala Khan. If you enjoyed that part of the campaign, then this may be a win for you. Regardless, we now have the ability to start the campaign and relive the Avengers story. All in all, I enjoyed the campaign a lot. I just know that there were many parts of the story that I was forced to play as Kamala when all I wanted to do was fly around and blast lightning everywhere as the God of Thunder or mess up MODOK again. The custom harm room was also added in this update, but unfortunately it's not exactly what was advertised. despite a very enticing video from Crystal Dynamics showing a myriad of enemies in the harm room that you could just bulldoze through and be surrounded by, it doesn't really work that way in reality. You can choose which enemies you want to fight, choose buffs for your heroes, and select the amount of enemies, but it essentially translates into waves of enemies, not a plethora of them all at once like they had shown. I know that many people are upset and let down by this. The custom harm room they showed us is not the custom harm room that we got. And finally, we have the next-gen update. There are some pretty decent upgrades that you'll receive if you're playing the next-gen version of Avengers. To begin with, I don't actually have a next-gen console, but I've seen gameplay footage of it, which definitely shows off how powerful these new consoles are. The features you'll get with the next-gen update if you're playing on a Series X, Series S, or PS5 are 60 FPS locked with checkerboard 4K resolution in performance mode, or 30 FPS locked with native 4K resolution in resolution mode or 4K mode. You'll also receive significantly faster load times, improved heroics and armor destruction, spatial audio, other various graphical improvements, and on the PS5 you'll get haptic feedback on the triggers. I was really hyped for this DLC, and thankfully I wasn't completely let down, because Hawkeye is really fun to play. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't expecting there to be some serious issues with it though. It's honestly just something that a lot of us have come to expect with this game, and it's really unfortunate. I love the game for what it is, but it's just missing so much, and it seems like Crystal Dynamics still has a lot to learn, especially from their past mistakes, since, it seems they're still making them. I want this game to succeed, and I want everyone else to love it too. But I'm also not going to lie to any of you just to get in the good graces of the devs. Y'all deserve the truth, and honestly, this is my honest truth and opinion. For a free DLC, if you own the game, it's worth going back to and checking it out. If you don't, I wouldn't say that it's worth going out and picking up the game for it specifically, unless you can find it on a good sale. And that concludes my review for Hawkeye's Operation Future Imperfect. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think of the DLC. Do you agree with me? If not, tell me why. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, and I'd like to know what the rest of yours are. Thanks for watching. Take it easy, everyone.